So my grandmother was the most religious person I've ever known, and she lived all her life in a small town in Arkansas. She was Presbyterian. She was very active in her community and in her church, and very tragically, her husband died suddenly of leukemia in the 1950s. He became ill, and within 2 weeks he had died. And as she was driving home from the hospital in Texas, she had a 5-hour drive ahead of her right after his death, alone at night. She told a story later about how she had this incredible dread and worry and this pit in her stomach about going back into her house without her husband. And she was just dreading seeing the house altogether. As she drove, she almost didn't want to get there. She arrived on her street and she could see, it was probably about 2 o'clock in the morning, and she could see there were lights on in her house. All the windows were ablaze. There were people in the yard. There were people in all the rooms. And as she pulled up, she realized her church community had come to wait for her. And when I heard that story, I thought, wow, who would come for me? Who would be there in my house waiting for me after that long drive? And that's when I realized I would have to go out and find a community. I didn't have a church community anymore, but I was going to need people in my life. And I think a lot of people who've left religion are starting to see that as well.